Hello everyone, my name is Kristina Werner and I'm here to walk you through my entire February 2025 release with Concord and Ninth. I'm going to walk you through each one of the bundles and products and show you some cards that I've created using the products themselves. Now I used particularly one bundle pretty much over the entire collection of cards for this month's release. So I'm going to show you that collection first. The Simple Flowers bundle includes a 6x6 stamp set, some dies that match the stamps plus some additional ones, some extras, plus a stencil set, a stencil pack. This is a 6x9 stencil pack with 4 stencils. So the first thing I wanted to let you guys know about is for the stamps themselves, you can build the flowers however you would like them by putting the different centers on the flowers themselves. You've also got 3 different leaf shapes. In the dies, you have the same dies to cut out those shapes, but you also have some additional dies. You've got 3 smaller flowers that cut out the centers, and you also have 1 centers die so that you can, cut out some dots and maybe pop them up in the center of your cut flower. So you don't necessarily have to use the stamped centers. You could use the die cut centers as well. As far as the greetings go, over here you also have some, precise dies that cut out those greetings. And you can see on the back of the die packaging how everything cuts out the stamped images. For the stencil itself, let's look at the back here. It builds a whole scene with overlapping flowers and leaves. Like I said, there are 4 stencils and they are 6x9, so you can get 2 A2 card fronts out of 1 stencil, or you can use it for larger formats for cards, like A7 cards or 5x7 cards. So let's look at a couple of cards, or 3 cards that I made using this bundle. And you'll also see these flowers and the stencil show up in other cards throughout this month's release, just because I just loved using them so much. This first card uses the stamps, then with the centers of the stamps as well, and all of the leaves, and then I cut it out with the dies. This color palette, I just love this color palette. This next card uses the stencil set. I just stenciled the flowers in the background, and I used the same color, which in this case is Pink Lemonade, for the stamped flower and then the leaves, and cut those out as well. For this third card, I used the smaller flower die cuts as well as the smallest leaf shape to cut out those flowers. This is a really simple card, and I really love that. I just finished off this card with a drawn dash line going all the way across there. So that is the Simple Flowers bundle. You're going to see a bunch of these flowers popping up in different areas of the release as well. The Encouraging Words bundle includes a 6x6 stamp set and dies to cut out all of the images in the stamp set, plus 4 extra sentiments with their shadow dies as well. So I've done some hand lettering for the 4 large greetings. Then we have some smaller sub greetings that you can kind of pair with them. Over on the dies, you have all of the outer shapes that cut out the large greetings, plus the smaller greetings. And then because there was room in the die set, I added some additional ones. So let's take a look at these on the back of the packaging. You've got 4 additional greetings. You have Hang in There, Thinking of You, Sending Hugs, and You Can Count on Me. I think all of those pair really well with these other encouraging greetings. This first card uses the really large Hope Today is a Good Day greeting. I kept it really simple, just putting it on a large sort of banner shape, and then finish off the card using the Simple Flower stencil that's in the other bundle. This card was created using the Brighter Days Are Coming stamp. I die cut it on some vellum and then adhere that down to a die cut circle that I ink blended the edges. And then I just used the smaller flower shapes from the Simple Flowers dies to create a little bit of a flower cluster right here. This last card for this bundle uses both the smaller greeting and the die to cut it out, as well as one of the individual greetings. And I love that these greetings all stay together. The words don't come apart. It's all one big piece, so it's really easy to work with. The written words, stamps, and dies is together in a bundle, and you'll have all of these greetings plus the dies that cut them out, which makes it really easy to use in multiple different scenarios. So let's look at some cards that I made using this sentiment stamp set and dies. This first card shows how you can stamp the sentiment and then die cut it out and pop it on top of a colorful background. I just used the Simple Flowers stencil pack to create this background here. And these last two cards, I kept it very simple, really let that greeting stand out. So I've got a Feel Better Soon right there. And then I've also got this one right here where I just stamped the happy birthday multiple times in different colors, just kind of moving down the card front. I think that's a really striking design. And you could do that with all of these greetings here, just stamp it multiple times. So that's the written words bundle with the sentiments and dies. I've been wanting some sentiments like this for a while, so I suspect you might see these greetings pop up in, future cards as well. I have a couple kind of non-bundled items in this release, and the big type greetings dies is the first one. You've got 8 different dies, 4 sentiments. They're all really, really large. You can see how they pair up on the back of the packaging. I've got a few cards that I've created using these dies, so let's take a look. This first one is all about the words, all that die cutting. I've got my Miss You popped up right there on a couple layers of cardstock, and then I just took the other greetings and kind of nestled them in with each other. To bring out this briar rose color in a couple other spots, I just used a little die cut heart from my Kristina's Essential dies to, finish off this card. This next card was super simple to create, but also was a little bit complicated. I cut strips of cardstock in, oh gosh, there are 9 different colors here. I think there's 9 different colors. And then I cut out using that shadow die as well as the word itself, and then mounted them on the card. You can see how it's kind of popped up there. Really, really clean and simple design for that. For my third card, using the big type greetings dies, I created this one really, really simply. I did a stenciled background using the Simple Flowers stencil pack on top of some pink lemonade cardstock. I did the centers of the flowers with white pigment ink. And then I just put the large thank you greeting right there in the center in gold on a white shadow die cut. And I also put a gold frame on the outer edge. So I really love all of these big chunky greetings. I think they're the perfect size to put on top of a background like I've shown here, or keep it very simply with the stripes. I think it works for a multitude of occasions. The Simple Dots background stamp is one of those unassuming items in your stash that you might go back to over and over and over again. I find myself doing that now that I've had it in my craft room for a little bit. In fact, you probably saw it multiple times throughout all of the samples that I've created for my February release. So after I show you the 3 cards I made specifically using the Simple Dots background, then I'll show you all the other cards again and you'll spot this dot stamp. First up, I have this card here where I stamped the Simple Dots background on 4 different colors of cardstock in different inks. And then I just brought the corners together right here behind this greeting. The greeting is from the Encouraging Words stamp, and then I used the coordinating die to cut it out. Next up, we have a really simple card where I just used that Simple Dots background stamp with some white pigment ink on top of this. I think it's Tide Pool cardstock, or it might even, no, it's eucalyptus. I used eucalyptus. And then we've got some briar rose right here. This greeting is cut from the Written Words stamp set and dies. And my last dot card, or Simple Dots background card, is this one right here where I masked off basically 4 rows of dots for each color going all the way down the card. So I just kept the dot stamp on my stamping tool and masked off those areas while I stamped each one. Then I paired it with this die cut greeting from the Big Type Greetings dies and stamped the Sending Hugs from the Encouraging Words stamp set. Okay, so there's 3 cards specifically made using the Simple Dots background, but I'm going to walk you through all the other cards that I made with the Dots background stamp. Let me look through these. I've got my stack of cards for this month. So on this one right here using Written Words, I have you know, just a few lines of dots here at the bottom. I've also done some dots at the bottom of this card just to add a little bit of texture. We've got this card here with the dots in the background. And then this final card right here where I've just taken a portion of the bottom part of this 5x7 card and stamped it at the bottom. That's one of the ways you can use the background stamp on a larger card. By the way, I did want to mention that the way the dots are designed, that you can, you know, if you have it stamped like this, you can continue and like repeat it over here to make the area even larger. So that is my February 2025 release. So many fun images and greetings. This is a very greeting heavy release. I love designing greeting stamps and dies, so this was right up my alley. I hope you all enjoy the entire release. Everything is available over at Concord and 9th right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another video very soon.